Hello again, everyone. I know it's been a while. We've been struggling to get together this April, but we are back with tales of quote unquote heroic adventure. When last we left our party, they had just cleared the tower of Dastro the Warlock, rescuing two young apprentices from the midst of magical wooden iron maidens. Uh, they have been on the tail of the Goblin King, whose forces have been demanding uh, more or less protection money in the surrounding area, and had initially killed Dastro the Warlock. Siren and Lyran, the two elven apprentices you rescued, uh, are recovering. You're all getting up after a difficult battle, deciding what it is exactly you're going to be doing from here. You recall two important pieces of information to help this decision. The first of these is that the Goblin King is expected to send forces here on the 1st to collect taxes, and that would be an opportunity to ambush those forces, which come back every month. However, other tasks may prove more time sensitive. In any event, one of the two elves, you're not sure if it's Lyran or Siren yet, uh, thanked you. Thank you for letting us out. What did Dastro send you? Did you kill Dastro?
Who's
Well,
Dastro?
we recovered Dastro's journal from the lair of the a creature calling itself the Baron,
They
and
looked at each other like that was really funny. Both of them broke down laughing. Dastro the Warlock was killed by goblins?
Apparently so, yes.
so it seems. We recovered his journal, and it described this tower, and that that his apprentices were sealed up inside. Um,
And excuse me, but please tell me Dastro was not an elf.
Please tell me that those Iron Maidens were kinky rituals.
Um, they looked at each other. I don't think they were kinky rituals, one of them said hopefully. And the other replied, but yes, Dastro was an elf.
He brings shame to us all.
yes. Well, we learning about this tower and that its master was no more. We as a group of adventurers here came to loot the tower, and freeing you doesn't cost us anything. And maybe we can work together. Maybe we can be friends.
Sounds great, but with Dastro dead, the tower's pact would be broken. Most of the magic here won't work anymore. Thank you for freeing
So,
it, though.
so the tower became practically useless, right?
I guess it's still a warm bed. That's right. The other one
I've
said.
got a great idea.
Both of them looked to Alicia.
Olive also looks to Alicia. Where are you going with this?
So the Goblin King, or at least whoever he sends, will be arriving on the 1st, correct?
Yes.
Now, here's what I thought. They're goblins. They're pretty stupid. What if we booby trap this tower so that it would collapse, explode, or otherwise just stop being a tower, and we lure into the tower with with a few well placed coins, breadcrumbs, and once they're inside, we lock them and we demolish the tower, killing everything and everyone inside. And if you feel like it, we could loot the aftermath or just leave it be like that.
That seems to waste of a perfectly good tower to kill a
I know, the
goblin tax
architecture in
collector.
here is beautiful.
You should have seen it alive, Lyron said.
Wait,
It
it
was
was
pretty
alive?
amazing, Lyron replied.
I suppose
alive.
I am not a warlock. I'm not versed in magical towers. What would you be able to accomplish with this tower if you were to renew its pact?
Magic items could be forged here. We could
Olive's
new kinds of
eyebrows rise
spells.
at the promise of magical items.
We could create new kinds of spells. We could even, that kind of thing. Summoning and binding fairy creatures. Lyron said, let's make Dastro an imp. And Theron said, we're totally making Dastro an imp.
Yeah, you definitely should make Astro an imp.
Well, considering the I think that it would be in all of our interests for our new friends to be able to craft magical items. Don't you agree?
I have no problem with that.
The two of them definitely did their best respectable, presentable pose, adjusting their vest, straightening out, standing behind Olive. She pitched
I
that.
don't see friends. I see eye candy.
Yes, they are very handsome, but that is somewhat secondary to the promise of magic.
Basari licks his lips.
Lyron asked.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Right. Somewhat, Lyron asked.
You don't want you getting a big head.
Oh, hey, it's Jaxler. He made it.
There an at here? Was there ever an at here?
Sorry?
What?
Was there ever an at here?
No,
No,
there was not an at here.
You're just expected to know because it's the same time every week.
Oh shit.
We also assumed because of how busy you said you were going to be and just like your general stress level for like the last week, we figured you probably weren't going to show up because he didn't want to.
Are things going on without me right now, then?
A little bit. We only just started, though.
We only just started because Aranya was late.
Oh god.
But if you're busy,
Oof.
like it's cool to miss a week.
That's probably for the best. It's already like 12, and you guys do one without me, I guess. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You guys
no
be
need
safe.
to apologize.
And yeah, okay. Anyways, you guys take care.
Yep, you too. Hope it gets better.
And he's gone.
He's gone.
Okay. So, Siren and Lyron. Lyron and
yes.
Siren.
Yes.
What's hypothetically, if we were to help you repower this tower, what do you need for that?
They spoke, alternating in sentences. Siren began, "A heart of oak." Lyron replied, "A child's innocence." Siren replied, "Peacock's feathers." Lyron replied, "The blood of a moose." Finally, Siren replied, "And a poem, romantically suggestive towards the Archfey. We could read." Oh, but Lyron added, "It would have to be a poem by someone who knows about the Archfey. In other words, someone who is studied religious figures."
Alicia looks to Lyseri when they mention child's innocence.
Okay, yes. So, A child's innocence, you say?
Can I
How
help
do I
you?
package that?
Right. Byron will say, having been the one to have brought it up. You can fit it in a garnet. We should have some downstairs.
We
If you're
found
looking
it,
for
yes.
a child's innocence, the lambing is coming up. It's a human holiday where all of the young shepherds have to learn how to kill the animals they raise. Anyone coming of age should lose their innocence.
Yes.
Ooh, Siren added. But we'll need money to pay for the taxes while you're gone. I don't think you can get there and back before the lambing if we've been locked up as long as
How
you
much
say.
money?
50 gold.
We have that.
Yeah, okay, we do have that. Olive pulls out 2 of the rolls of 25 gold coins, which is listed in our loot that we found downstairs.
Yep.
And puts it on a table and says, "This will cover your taxes."
Thank you. Lyron will say, being the one closest to the table, and scoop that up. Siren will continue on. If you're looking for a heart of oak, you'll want to find a dryad. If you're looking for the peacock, well, you can probably find a peacock and a moose without much advice. As to religion, well, I mean, there's probably some elves who've studied it and probably some humans, but I would really recommend a Valish scholar. Lyron nodded in agreement. Definitely. Besides, they're
Sari
the
looks
best poetry.
around like he doesn't know what everybody's talking about.
I have a question about the heart of oak. Do you mean the heart of an oak tree, or are you suggesting the heart of said treant or dryad?
Treant or dryad, please.
Okay.
Siren replied.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Does it have to be fresh?
No, but the moose does.
Oh, okay. Well, I just don't want to kill a new dryad. It's already dead.
How fresh is this moose need to be?
We will want to kill it during the ritual, probably.
Oh, well, that's...
So alive, basically.
Does it say how old or big it has to be?
They look to each other. There was a quick debate in Elvish where they discussed whether a bigger moose was better.
Can Alicia understand it?
Yeah, can I? I can't understand Elvish, so never mind.
But neither of you can understand it if you don't let me say it. So, where they debate a little bit about whether a bigger moose or a younger moose would be better before agreeing it didn't really matter. Saying any moose.
Okay, baby moose then.
Great, we just have to find a mother moose who's not going to kill us.
No, we'll just kill the mother first.
I'm not super worried about having to kill a moose. I'm just a little worried about having to drag a live moose all the way back here. But
a live baby moose.
Is it the right season for there to be baby meese around?
Meese.
It should soon be.
Well, then I suppose that's something we can try and find then.
Those damn moose.
Alright.
Always breeding at the wrong times.
So, yes, Olive will record all of our necessary ingredients into the that you have provided in our handout.
Yep. Enjoy that.
Yes. And since we left them with money for taxes, I guess we just need to plan a route to collect some of these things. They teach us the incantation on how to capture innocence within the garnet.
Oh yeah, it turns out it's really simple. Just a few words, the language of the Fae. Innocence, it would seem, is fairly easy to trick.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's see. We are at April 18th. The lambing is
The 28th?
Yes, the 28th. So we should probably move towards some human lands and take care of that first. Unless we happen to encounter a treant along the way.
It's always possible, but otherwise, to get the locations of treants, it's probable that some Valish library will have information on some groves. But the elves used to live in these parts, and they've all been brought into human civilization. Independent elven communities would be considered rebels by the state, but the rest of this area and the people who once lived there, the knowledge is more or less lost.
Yes. All right. So, see, first we head to Hickory Ford for the lambing. Then, once we have acquired a child's innocence, let's see. I suppose we should head to Valish lands, perhaps Nilfheim. Unless I know of a reason not to go to Nilfheim specifically.
I should clarify. I have been told by the creator of the Velganar.
It doesn't matter.
I have been pronouncing it wrong and spelling it wrong this whole time. It is Nilftheum.
Nilftheum. Okay.
It doesn't really matter. I just.
Very well. I see. Yes. TH.
It does sound more Valish. Nilftheum.
Nilftheum. Okay. Cool. So we'll need to go to. So unless there's a reason not to go to Nilftheum that I don't know about, looks at Lyseri. Then
does Lyseri know of a reason to not go to Nilftheum?
No, you in fact have a side quest that you want to do there anyway. Dastro's journal suggested he was going to be buying Nilfish organs from a vendor in Nilftheum, but actually tracking that down sounds pretty dangerous.
But we do know the name. We do know the name of the person. We do know they're just a physical craft, and they probably don't have magic.
Probably, but
hopefully don't have magic.
You would suspect that someone who's dealing in organs would probably have thugs and things.
Yes.
That's certainly not something you would have to say, we can't deal with this. This is like trying to overthrow the government. It's not happening. But it's certainly something you would want to approach with a plan.
Yes. And our group does not have a great track record with plans. But, yeah, I suppose that's something we can investigate while we're there. But, so after getting the Innocents and Hickory Ford, we go to Nilftheim. We can probably find someone there who can write a poem, unless any one of us is capable of doing that. Olive has a -1 in religion, so she does not.
Lyseri thinks that he can write a romantic enough poem for a fae.
Is Lyseri proficient in religion?
I am expertise in religion.
Then you can write it, yes.
All right. Well, then that's fine. Then we can do that anywhere as long as Lyseri has a week's worth of downtime to work on it. Okay, but then I still think we should go to Nilftheim second in order to do some research, figure out where we can find a grove of treants and or dryad. And then we'll need to go there. And whether we go there or find a peacock breeder first will just, I guess, depend on
The only
The
peacock breeder you're familiar with is in Clan Abbey.
Yes, I'm looking around the map right now, trying to find out where that is.
It is to the east of Quartz Canyon.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's way out in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
It's an exotic trading port.
Yes. Okay. That does not change my idea, though, I think.
Hold on a second, Alicia said.
Uh-huh.
A poem or romantically suggesting the tower as a symbol of the Archpriest's majesty. It's a dick!
Yes, thank you, Alicia, for catching up with the rest of us.
Lisseri looks around and goes, "Yeah, I was probably gonna say something about this being a 1/100th representation of its dick, and just kiss its ass."
That is lewd!
It's a fae. You don't get to fuck those every day. Metaphorically or physically.
The two elves look at each other as though the desirability of such a thing was questionable either way.
Gotta get those notches under our belts. There's only so much time in infinity.
Recognizing a Velgunar, of course, they immediately put two and two together and nodded and went, huh? So that just leaves one question, Lyron asked. Which of us gets the bed? Lyron and Siren then both cast friends on one another.
You two
Can
get the
Lisseri cast suggestion on one of them? Oh wait, no, I can't. We didn't rest.
Looks like Lyron made the save and Siren didn't. Lyron gets the bed.
What, you don't want to share?
Why not?
They do not.
I kind of want to make a really good pitch about why 3 of us should share the bed.
I mean, Alice suppose she would not be opposed to, taking watch at a night while that happens. Offer the security of the tower, of course. I noble and progress, and at no point allude at all. Okay?
Either way, they suggest that you take the night in the tower now, and you can head out in the morning. And Lyron comforts Siren, who's now given up the bet, even though he's mad about having been magicked to do so. They both did it. He can't really raise a fuss. And he will say, and Lyra will say, don't worry, at least the storeroom will be a little bit bigger with me moved upstairs. So it's the Siren grumbled. The two of them are likely going to work this
party
out.
of adventurers in the tower now, so it's not going to be as big.
Yeah, we're only here for one night, though.
If we're here for a night, I'm going to try to seduce the one who didn't get the bed.
Okay, make a suitable check depending on what approach you're planning to take. What skill do you think you would... What is your approach to this problem? And what skill do you think goes with that approach? And why?
The storeroom can be cold and lonely.
So you're just going to suggest it and see what happens. Just roll me charisma then.
Not persuasion?
Well, it doesn't sound like you're trying to persuade him very hard.
Oh, fine.
Persuade him harder, Ben.
No. The answer is no. Whatever it was, no.
No, neither of you two succeed with the elf boys.
Oh, Olive wasn't rolling to succeed. That was me. That was me rolling to decide if she tried.
Ah.
And apparently, the dice have decided that she's not interested. Yet. We'll see what they can do later.
Ceres is going to try harder next time. Whenever we come back to the tower.
So, morning comes. You've all gotten your long rest. Day advances a step.
Oh, wait, 1 second. I have to roll something.
What do you have to roll?
Yes.
This. All of the charges are back on the wand.
Yay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Max. Wow, we got all the charges back. Wonderful. This is going to be a good day.
So, good morning. You guys venture forth into the mountains. Let's get that survival check from the party elf.
I'm going to be touching her the entire time with guidance.
Yes.
What did I
Made
roll
that
then?
Survival. $15. All right, you make it. The mountains are tall, but and the snow melt is pretty severe. There's water running heavily down, cascading waterfalls. But Alicia knows these paths. She knows how to keep dry on them. She knows which ones sneak behind waterfalls and which ones get wet. And you guys enjoy a lovely late April day, making camp on the far side, high in the mountains that night. In the morning, you set out
Alicia
again,
is good elf.
and Alicia should roll survival again for the trek down the mountain.
Ceres takes a deep breath, sighs to himself, and says, only 1 month left. And then it happened.
All right.
What are you talking about?
Pay no
on the
attention to this
calendar.
NPC who's not yet here. Oh, you're right. I haven't been moving the token. I'll do that now.
We appear to be in our campsite.
You are at your campsite.
I'm guessing there's some sort of encounter along the way.
There is. Just setting that up now. So, you guys are into the point of sleeping. I don't remember which of you had tents exactly.
I believe that is the correct assortment.
Roll a d4.
I have 10.
All right, I will roll a d4 to see who is on watch. I guess a d3 actually, since I'm not going to make it Sahi. Olive is 2, otherwise reading left to right. 2. Olive is on watch. When a creature approaches your camp, it seems to be moving towards your supplies, sniffing the air hungrily.
Olive.
Vicious mockery, it.
No. Everyone's asleep, except for Olive. Olive grabs 2 of the cooking pans, bangs them together, creating a lot of noise, and also shouts, "Bear! Bear in the camp!"
All right. I guess I will give you a check to try to intimidate the bear, but it is quite hungry. This may or may not work.
It's worth a try when you have +5 intimidation. Yeah.
13 isn't bad. It's not the number I was hoping for here, though.
I was guessing for about a DC 15.
Maybe it gave the bear a pause?
Yes, I think the bear will definitely pause. And,
2 paws.
I will give you guys time to get up. I don't believe you can put on any armor in the amount of time you've got.
No.
But
Alicia doesn't need armor.
you will not start prone or asleep.
Sounds fair to me. I need to select character.
Yeah,
And roll initiative.
I know who's not going first. That bear.
Looks like Alicia is going first.
Can she charge it with her rapier and main gauge?
No, it's just a little bit too far away for you to move up attack.
Okay. Can she charge up halfway to just behind Leseri and then shoot at the bear with her musket?
Yes.
So after hearing it pot being banged and Olive shouting bear, bear, Alicia jumps out of her bed, grabs her musket, run out, seeing Leseri just getting up, runs behind Leseri, put her musket's barrel on Leseri's shoulder to steady it, and then fire at the brown bear.
Ow,
Right
that's pretty loud.
next to his ears.
Viseri, roll Constitution save against going against temporary deafness.
Oh no! 1 second,
Ooh,
I'm
crit.
doing it.
I'm not gonna make you actually do it, but yeah, that's a crit. Roll damage by clicking musket +6.
Mhm.
So that all actually, I believe, applies. That was. I don't know what the extra D4s there on the right are for, but it looks like
Is that
that's
related
22
to
damage.
the brute fighter?
No, that looks like it was included in her basic damage roll. Let me have a quick look at her sheet and see if I can figure out what happened there. No idea, but I'm just gonna roll with it.
I mean, it does work for brute fighter.
Because the D4 is included on both sides,
Yeah, because there's
and I don't know why, but it looks like that's 22 damage to the bear. You shot it right in the face. Its muzzle is bleeding badly. It's groaning and batting at the air. Lyseri.
Lysari is gonna hold out his staff and booga 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 and cast this. Now let's see if this works. Yeah. Oh wait, it's damaged. Okay, this is a problem. Never mind, it'll still be.
All right, let's roll that wisdom save for it. It saves.
All right. Also,
He's
that
too much in pain.
that thing was a bitch to get to make it DC 13. It would not. It kept doing DC 10, and I had to edit like on my character sheet one of the spell options and like up its level by 3 to make that thing actually accurate to my DC.
It's weird. I'll have a look at that
It
later.
was not doing what I wanted it to. It also won't let me give it 2 damage types, so I just roll a d8 every time.
But I'll have a look later.
Yes. So, I think the better play is to viciously mock it and apply disadvantage, because Olive's probably not gonna. It's pretty messed up, but Olive probably won't kill it. So I'll go with vicious mockery. She calls it a mangy mongrel or something like that, and DC 14 wisdom save.
A bleeding mangy mongrel.
Well,
All right, yeah.
there you go.
Guns and bullets may break its bones, but words are not hurting it. Obviously, it wants to deal with that problem. It's gonna rush over and attack Alicia. So it rears and claws at her. 17 hits you, I believe.
Yeah.
Take 14 damage.
I'm down.
You're supposed to have 26 hit points. I don't know why your token didn't update to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, somehow it got switched from HP to someone actually put in 11 out of 11. All right. Here we go. And then it will also
Alicia gets the bear claw gash across her chest, ripping her, sleeping pajamas off. Kinda.
Blood soaks everywhere. Torn flesh is exposed. It looks painful and red. And it's Alicia's turn.
Stab it 60 times.
Alicia screams in pain, drops her musket, and whips out her rapier and Manku to start going ham at the bear.
All right.
Pain will be met with pain.
Don't worry, we'll heal you after.
Does the rapier hit?
Both of those are hits. Well, this time it doesn't look like they did add. I think I see where it went wrong. I'll fix it between fights. So that is 16 on the first attack. I think.
D8 plus 4.
Weird.
I don't have access to a sheet, so I can't examine what it's doing, but
well, I don't know why it's adding 1 there at all.
oh, oh yeah. Why does it have a +1 mod?
It doesn't on her sheet, so I don't fully grasp that. I'll have a look over all of this later, but we can see that it's a D8 plus 4 is 7, plus 4 is 11, and then 4 damage from that is 15, and then it looks like another 7. 15 plus 7 is more than enough to finish off the bear.
I can just imagine it. Bear stalking in, sniffing at food. Olive yells that there's a bear. As he runs out, Alicia just have no idea what the hell is going on. Alicia put her rifles on his back, shoulder, whatever. Fires right next to his ears. The bear comes more, Alicia, and she just jumps right back at the bear. Like, fuck you, bear. And now it's just bloody over.
Does the fighter's second wind recuperate on a short rest?
Short rest, yes.
Yes. Take a second wind.
I mean, I could just poke her with a wand.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can poke her with a wand. Poke her with a wand. Oh, I was checking second wind. That doesn't actually use a hit die. It's just like a hit die. So
it's 1d10 plus their fighter level.
Oh, it's much better than a hit die.
Yeah.
Well, she heals 7 because I poked her with a wand.
All
with
right.
my ears ringing. I can't hear you, but here you go.
Well, that's the attacks fixed up. Looks like she's taken her hit points back as well.
Yeah. Lizzie, you might want to go ahead and do the second wind as well. Just top your hit points off.
All right.
D10 plus your fighter level, was it?
Yep. Really good.
All right. 10 more hit points. That should put you back up to full, I think.
A little over. Let's get that fixed. There we go. And we'll go back.
Alicia's wounds heals entirely, leaving her with torn pajamas. Like, oh, I like this cloth.
We'll go shopping for new pajamas for you when we get to town.
All right.
I mean, I can repair the pajamas, but I can't clean them.
All right. In the morning, you set back out. Burn through 3 more supplies. By long-established tradition, people who aren't here don't eat.
Oh,
Well, that went well.
if we ever need water, I can create water.
No need. I can just find you water.
I can create, I think, 20 gallons of it, in fact.
You know, this is the first time I come out camping with you guys, and I'm surprisingly good at this.
It's in your blood.
Let's see if
That
it
is so
continues.
racist, but true, I guess.
All right, there's another win.
Blood can contain quite a lot. Says the secret tiefling.
All right.
Secret tiefling girl.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent. All right, stand by while I set this.
There are no critical failures in D&D. Unless there are.
That's really bad. Every day, like when we get up and leave our camps, I'm just gonna like I'm gonna put a 30-foot dome of just rainwater somewhere.
Alicia has been sleeping kind of topless, I suppose.
Rainwater.
I don't think
Over
anyone
Alicia's
complains.
Just recalculating this random encounter for you guys being missing a person.
All right.
Yeah, that seems pretty doable.
Oh wait, I have to do something. Yes, the wand restores its charges regardless. Like it can't roll lower than its charges at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I create a 30-foot thing of rainwater and then I use shape water to create a wall of ice, because I can activate that ability and have 2 effects going. So I could create 2 5-foot tall walls of ice. I'm a waterbender. Holy shit.
Yep, water bending is pretty good in D&D 5. I have no idea why, but there are a lot of powers for making and moving ice.
Yeah, Lyseri's natural thing is just the water bending. He never uses it, but he's a waterbender. See, secret waterbender. We can walk across the ocean.
Well, that's fair enough. So, you are traveling and moving through the day when you encounter a group of riders on the road. Goblin riders.
How many?
Orcs.
Looks to be
Orcs
2
are-
riders and 1 on foot.
And when he says rider, he means 2 wargs and 2 goblin riders.
Yes.
If you would like to attack them immediately, you may do so. Otherwise, they are likely to approach and demand money.
All right. So they've definitely spotted us, though.
Alicia moves to the front of the party.
All right. So, what are you guys thinking? Are we going to fight them, or are we going to Try.
rob him.
I could cast suggestion on the one who we think is the leader and have him take his guys and run off for like that way for 8 hours.
Yeah. Maybe we can get by with. You could suggest to him that this is all the taxes we need to pay, and give him like a copper piece.
Yep, and I.
All right, so you guys are going to wait for them
Wait.
to approach. It's sort of a split-second decision as to whether you're shooting at them or not.
Alicia's instinct scream at her to shoot at these goblins, but she's pressed.
I guess the important question is: you say they're approaching. Are they approaching at like a measured walking pace, or are they approaching at a
spooky goblin pace? A spooky goblin pace.
I was asking more of like a rampaging raider pace, but spooky goblin pace, I don't know what to do with that one.
Oh, they approach.
All right.
The, weapons are pointed at you.
Mm-hmm.
Wargs bark and howl and scream obscenities about your mother and goblinoid. And
your mother. No, not yet. We're not killing them yet.
Steps forward and says, "The King's Road. You'll have to pay your taxes to cross."
Did he make this road?
Alicia, let's just.
I'm gonna.
What's the toll?
Toll is a gold coin from each of you.
I tap my staff twice, and I'm gonna cast suggestion on the goblin. Who does this one seem to be in charge?
He's certainly talking to you, but it's really hard to tell with goblins. So, to be clear, suggestion has a verbal and a material component.
Yep. It does not say what that verbal component need be.
No, but it is obviously spell words.
I was thinking it's going to be more like the Force. You don't need to see our identification.
Well, the others may or may not pick up on it, but you're welcome to give this a go. Certainly, I might call for a deception check for the other two Goblin Warriors if it does work. But what would your 2-sentence suggestion be?
I suggest that they saw us this morning. Oh wait, no.
That's not a suggestion.
No, that's not how a suggestion works. If suggestions
we don't
weird.
need to pay our toll. Let us pass.
No, it makes them take a reasonable course of action.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest
Wait,
after we give
how about-
I suggest that after we give them the gold pieces, the next people he sees, he pays those gold pieces.
How is that a reasonable suggestion? And how does it help you?
No. I have an idea. Alicia have a lot of ball bearings, right? Let's say you can suggest that he accept 3 ball bearings instead of 3 gold coins, and it's better.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
I will let you suggest that a ball bearing is worth a gold piece, if the Goblin Brute speculates on them.
All right.
So he will make that wisdom save, and go from there. All right. Does a 12 succeed?
Nope. One less than it needed.
All right. That was a fairly reasonable kind of bluff. These two aren't necessarily going to think that's suggestion. They might not agree with it, but that's between the Goblin Brute and the Goblin King. They collect their ball bearings, and you're allowed to pass.
And Alicia actually tips him with 2 extra ball bearings with a wink, like, "Hey, you guys are doing a good job for the Kings, treat yourself something nice, eh?" Wink, wink, hint, hint.
That's pretty great.
That could have been a lot worse.
Sarah nods. Yes, it could. But those ball bearings were the best in the world, weren't they, Alicia?
I know, right? I have no regrets buying them.
Anyway,
See, and the store owner, and to think that the store owner said that it would not come into use one day.
Well, I mean, with the spell, we could have traded them a shiny rock or a copper piece or something equally worthless.
Hey, ball bearings are not worthless, okay?
They are
babies.
they are worth significantly less than a gold piece, or else this wouldn't have been a good trade for us.
See? That's useful.
And we are sitting on like a few hundred gold pieces.
They don't know that.
I know. I'm simply saying that. Never mind. I think a 17 succeeds on our survival check.
Yep. I will advance time again. But no need for a check for this square. It's a set encounter.
Oh, good, because I
We'll
failed
save that
one.
for your next.
We need to get to the landing like real soon.
So you guys are traveling over some rolling hills, relatively well, not particularly high hills. Rolling is probably the wrong word, but some gentle slopes here and there. The occasional tree spots out from between tall grass, and you hear a woman's voice in the distance calling, "Snowflake! Snowflake! Where are you, you daft sheep?"
Hey, look,
Snowflake!
they're calling for Sagi.
I'm gonna call back. Yes, mother. I'm over here, mother.
They better not be talking about me.
Oh, brutal.
Oh man, I wish Jackson was here.
You'd have a good rebuttal,
looks
I'm
at Sagi and say, "Hey, Sagi, they're calling for you."
No, they'd be going, "Oh."
Okay, so the city replied back to the call.
Yes, he's going to say, "Yes, mother." I have a smile on his face.
Snowflake? She'll call back.
Yes.
Stumbling out. And she'll look annoyed and stamp her foot. You're not a sheep.
I'm going to bah. I'm gonna speak in giant, and I'm gonna say bah in giant.
Unless you want my brother to slit your throat in 2 days, you better not be pretending to be Snowflake anymore.
He thinks about it.
Maybe they like it like that.
And he says, "Assuming I can heal my throat."
I wouldn't try it,
pretty
Alicia.
Kinky. Well, if I take the wand and I just go my throat, I could.
It'd mean a lot to me if you could help me find this lost sheep so that my brother can kill it. It's an old human tradition. I'm sure
yes, the lambing.
That clown.
Yeah, yes, the lambing. We've known it.
Said, looking at Olive skeptically.
Yes.
But He's let the damn thing go, and we've got to find it. I can offer you 5 gold if you can help me look for it.
Keep the goat. You know, in fact, I'm gonna help
if
you, and if we find the sheep, I'm gonna give them a gold piece.
hold, what? We'll help you on one condition. We need to witness your brother complete the lambing, and you can't ask why.
You couldn't have just made something up. She'll look annoyed and then agree in the end.
It's a secret adventurer thing. You would not understand.
All right. We'll help you find the sheep. With this lamb.
And you get to keep your gold. Because I am not in the business to be taking gold from young girls.
Thank you.
So, I suppose Alicia will start roaring tracking?
Well, you probably should, huh? We'll save that 4 because that was what it was rolled for, and we'll head to your tracking otherwise from there.
I was gonna say if I cast augury and I ask if if going in this direction will help us find the lamb, and it gives me wheel or woe. That could work.
Oh, that's good.
I can ritual cast it too if we wait an hour.
Do it. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, the problem with that is if it takes an hour to ritually cast it, then
I can cast it normally. I just wanted to save the spell slot, I guess.
Right. Well, the problem is if it would take an hour, and you say if we go in this direction, wheel or woe, will we find the lamb? And you get woe, then you've eliminated like one of 4 cardinal directions. But we still don't know where to go, and then you'd have to cast it again.
Well,
this becomes like 3 hours.
Okay, well, I can hard cast it twice, and then I can ritual cast it after that.
Well, let's see if the survival roll goes well before we start blowing spells to replace it.
I give Alicia a inspiration die to help with the survival check.
That sounds good.
I'm gonna guidance her to help her with the inspiration check.
I have it done.
Wow.
So,
make your survival check.
Can I have a?
You've got them.
Can I have the? What?
I'm giving you bardic inspiration die, and Lysaria is giving you guidance. You have all the bonuses.
Right. So, I was asking, can we get a description of the girl? Is she a human? Is she middle ages?
Human. She's a youngish girl, looks to be mid-20s. She's got a scar across her face, and she carries a claymore on her back. She is wearing kilt over pants and a coat with a fur trim over top of it. She looks to be dressed as a somewhat affluent shepherd, probably one of the hill folk.
Meow.
You are obligated to speak in Scottish accent when you speak as her now.
Oh, I do, but I'm speaking not quite a Scottish accent, but a mix of it, sort of a grim, sort of a sort of a mix of Scottish and that farmer from the claymation TV show about the farm animals. But you track him down. I'll show you Gavinia McTavis's picture. Over to the map as well. She should be nice and huge as you guys get pulled over. As you spot the lamb, hidden on the bank of a shore across the way, but a group of hippogriffs have stopped for a drink at the river.
Oh my gosh,
So that's what she looks like.
damn, boy, she's thick.
She looks what? You cut out there a lot. I think your mic is set too loud.
I believe the word she said was thick.
Thick?
Me, yeah.
Anyway, there it is. Snowflake seemed to get up and look, bod towards Gavinia curiously. She took a step towards it, and the hippogriff turned to look at her, its hackles raised. Snowflake turned and started to slowly wander.
So what do we know about hippogriffs?
Hippogriffs enjoy eating fish, small game. They might well try to eat the lamb, and soon. They certainly seem to be eyeing it, though it seems as though they must have had dinner somewhat recently. More than likely, they're sort of following it and waiting until the right moment to strike. They are generally hostile to people who approach them, but if captured, can be broken and trained as mounts and make good war mounts.
Oh yeah. Hey, do we have any food?
You do.
Yes.
I'm gonna try feeding one.
You have reason to suspect they're not hungry, insofar as they would have eaten Snowflake by now.
That makes sense. Can Alicia just like walk straight to Snowflake, like skirting around the hippogriff so that she's not too close to them?
No, the river seems to be largely dominated by small cliff sides on that shore. The only way up there is going to be to scramble up the beach that the hippogriffs are around.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Here's
disagree.
here's the idea, right? How do I make the ruler again?
Use the ruler tool, top left.
Uh.
Well, not quite the top left. It's the one with the circle.
Lisseri going to
See,
suggest.
what if Alicia goes to like this one over here, then she hops to the rock and then like skip onto the rock onto the sand.
The hippogriffs are likely to treat that badly. You think? It's open. It's open. It's day. Sneaking across the river isn't going to happen. You're more or less going to
No,
have to hippogriffs to make
she's
this.
not gonna she's not gonna sneak. Okay, how about she chases this hippogriff, gets on his back, maybe stab it, then jump off into the sand.
That seems like a good enough way to start, although you're a bit outside of running up and attacking the situation.
I
More or
have
less, should I assume that you're going to roll initiative now? All right, one more suggestion. What have you got?
I was going to say, well, I can shape water. I can maybe scare the hippogriffs off if I shape the water into something that looks threatening, then freeze it.
That sounds good.
It cannot be used to hurt the creature, but I could potentially scare it off.
That sounds great. Make it look like a water dragon or something. I don't know.
Sounds reasonable.
Awesome. All right, but I'm going to figure that this is less good than using a minor image, which would create an actual monster rising from the actual water. So I am going to give it an intelligence save, as if it was an illusion. With well, would it be intelligence save though?
I mean,
illusion is usually resisted. Minor illusions is usually seen through with an investigation.
Investigation, so that is intelligence.
Which they are quite bad at, but it does feel like letting this be as good as minor illusion, probably not a smart plan. It's an awfully big stretch of the power. Certainly, I think they could be spooked by magic to think that they're under attack, but you're not really sure. Fantasy creatures generally don't run away when you attack them. D&D. That's not really a thing. You're welcome to give it a go, and I will let you roll a deception check or an animal handling check, I guess. And if you roll animal handling well, you'll spook the hippogriffs.
I'm really good at animal handling, even though I'm not trained in it.
Or at least one of the hippogriffs. But I am going to, when that's done, roll a d100 to see what the hippogriff actually does. And only some of those results will be leave Snowflake behind and go. Some of them will be start attacking in case there's a wizard. Some of them will be take Snowflake and fly off.
You want to try it? I mean, if worse comes, well, actually, if Alicia can run over to Snowflake in a single turn, could she do that if I froze the water? Like if I shape it, freeze it, and then shape it, and then freeze it?
No,
No, she couldn't run over it.
that is correct.
But why?
It's too far.
Even if she uses her whole turn?
Yep, it's more than 60 feet away.
Where's Sai when you need him? Could Gavenya do that?
Gavinia, she could make a run for Snowflake, but she would rather you guys just attack the hippogriffs. She doesn't understand this plan.
Laseri size and fine. And whatever, go ahead. Do you think?
What?
She'll give it a go if you
What
want to.
happened?
Do you think? Attack him.
Laseri is suggesting you send Gavinia to run off ahead on her own to be surrounded by hippogriffs, and then he will cast the spell that might spook the hippogriffs, and they may or may not fly away, or may not converge on her and try to kill her. She has declined this plan and would like you guys to attack the hippogriffs.
You know, I will actually take that 5 gold. Not for finding the sheep, but for killing 3 fucking hippogriffs.
She thinks that's pretty fair.
And we are taking the Does hippogriffs have any valuable like loot on them?
They're wild
Like
animals.
Mail. I know, but you're like,
Yes,
as
they're
I said,
wearing
you can use
hippogriffs.
them
ingredients?
as I've said before, if you have the appropriate leatherworking tool proficiency, you can use animals as raw ingredients for crafting to make leathers and things, or preserve organs and stuff. But if you don't have that proficiency, you have no idea how to get the valuable things home, nor do you have, and if you don't take the time properly, like sever them and like bleed out organs and like pack things, then it's not going to work out.
No, but if I was something simple, like taking out the claws of the hippogriff and making a simple necklace for myself.
But you have no idea how to take out a claw of a hippogriff in a way that it won't just like go bad in a day or two.
But a claw is just nail. Right?
Yeah, it's also not really worth anything unless you've done some things to it. But that remains my ruling. You can use animals as materials for crafting, but I otherwise don't assign a cash value to their part.
Yeah, it doesn't need to have a cash value. I just want to have a cool, hippogriff claw necklace thing.
Oh yeah, you can definitely pay someone in town to make that for you. You can definitely take a claw for that.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I'll
Lysaria's
take
up
that.
first by the look of it.
I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna cast, I guess, Toll of the Dead on one of the hippogriffs. The first one, the centermost one.
All right.
For 1 fucking damage. But it doesn't.
There's a loud bell sound, and the hippogriff looks up from the water and looks left and right and makes a screech whinny. The other one screech whinny at the treeless areas behind as well. Olive.
We're ambushing them, right? We're like striking from hidden.
I will allow you to have rolled a stealth check last turn. Yeah, if you want to roll that check now, if you beat their passive thing, and you think you're hidden, but you're not.
Okay. Well, clearly since I'm hidden so very well, they'll never see this coming as I shoot them with my short bow.
All right. Well, you didn't see that coming. That's a hit.
Yes. 7 piercing.
All right. Gavinia will pace and say, "Bloody Sam, bloody snowflake, bloody hippogriffs. Death and vengeance upon you!" And she'll rush in, drawing her sword.
How much does a sheep worth?
All right, please reserve any and all financial related questions until after the combat is concluded.
It's fine, I'll Google it.
In any event, she is going to rage, and she is going to recklessly attack. She's going to use her great weapon master feat and miss. She swings wide, splashing it into the water, glaring defiantly at the hippogriff.
A sheep is 2 gold coins.
No, please.
I say looks too.
You're not going to get XP to this combat if you talk about anything combat during it. I'm annoyed with this valuation thing right now. It's breaking the flow of the scene. But
Yeah, but this is totally Alice's thing to do. If she would look to Olive and Veseri and seeing Geneva fighting 3 hippogriffs and say, we're gonna buy a new sheep.
It's this sheep it has to be this sheep. You don't understand the human holidays. Yeah. I'll explain it to you later.
Oh, fair enough.
All right. So to our viewers, Gavinia is a character who I named and designed before I rolled her stats. She is a barbarian, but she is a terrible barbarian. She has 11 strength and 11 dex. She was never going to be much of anything, but hopefully this build will work out well enough for her. The hippogriff will turn and attempt to attack her back. It will rear and claw at her.
Attacks her back right in front of her face.
And because it has advantage, it will hit. And it will beak at her. And also hit. For 5 damage. And 6 damage. All right. This hippogriff over here is going to fly on over. Let's move over to this sort of area here. What's its speed? Can it reach and attack? No, not unless it was flying. It's just going to double move itself up to here. It would make noises towards surrounding Gavinia, circling, threatening. Alicia.
Yeah, I was going to say you should probably go after this one, Alicia.
Yeah, can she runs and leap at this hippogriff with her rapier and main couche?
You can.
She does so then. Running out of the bush like a bat out of hell, she leaps at the hippogriff and stabs it with her rapier.
All right, a 25's a hit.
And then she follows up, using rapier as like a climbing pick, holding it in one hand. She slash her main coach at the hippogriff that she's holding on to. It was a very Dragon's Dogma move.
All right, you slit its throat and it collapses back down. You roll back to your feet beside a dead hippogriff.
Wow.
She flicks her rapier and main push and spray like a kind of like a line of blood to each of her side, cleaning her blade, eyeing the next one. You're next.
All right, this one takes to the air, making screeching, hoarse sound. Lisseri.
I cast Toll of the Dead on. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead on the one that is injured because that's how you use it. I'm gonna have to roll the die myself because I've only rolled d8s with my damage at the moment with the thing. So this could be worse or better for me if it saves.
All right, let's see if it saves. It does not save. Which one were you tolling the dead on?
The one that's damaged so that I get the d12 rather than the d8.
Right.
It takes 11 damage because.
Its ears are ringing, but it's still up.
And then I'm going to reach out a hand and cast Shield of Faith on Gavinia so that she has a creepy eldritch horror guarding her.
She doesn't seem pleased with this, but she accepts it. Olive.
She doesn't have a save against it. She can't do anything but accept it.
Is McTavish giving this hippogriff cover of any kind?
Not from where you are on the ridge, no.
Okay.
Well, you want to get a bit closer to the ridge, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll steps forward to the edge of the ridge. Going to try and shoot that one that's near death.
All right, you finish that one off.
Yes, I do. Arrow to the neck. And I'll use my bonus action to give Alicia an inspiration die.
Okay. Gavinia looks around, stalking angrily, but unable to attack an enemy or be attacked. She's going to end her rage prematurely. She's going to rush across the water and start making for a snowflake. Move a little bit farther away. This hippogriff is down. This hippogriff is down. Alicia.
So Alicia, if since you have a bardic inspiration die, if you choose to spend it, you'll get an extra d6 on one of your d20 rolls. You can choose to use it after you see the result of the d20.
Well, the target is flying, so she could at most make one d20 roll.
Right. I didn't realize it was out of melee range when I decided to do that. But yes, so if you shoot it with your musket or something, and you think you only barely missed it, you can spend the inspiration die and maybe change that into a hit. You have to use it within the next 10 minutes, though, or else it will be wasted.
Right. How high is the hippogriff in the air?
20 feet or so.
Can Alicia jump that high?
No.
Can she climb a tree or rock fast enough to jump up and hit her that high?
If it flew by a tree, you could probably do that, but it doesn't have a ranged attack, so unless it's leaving, you don't really have to worry about getting into the air to fight it. Your gun could certainly hit it.
Yeah, okay. Alicia will step towards the beach. Like that, maybe? Maybe that much if she can. And then shoot at the hippogriff with her musket.
Alright. Fire away.
Roll that inspiration die.
How do I roll inspiration?
Just type /roll 1d6. Unfortunately, there's no button for it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you hit.
Nice.
Alright, you blast it pretty good.
17, wow.
You leave a gaping hole in its chest. Yeah, you're getting really lucky on those damage rolls. Look at that.
Yes.
It just tumbles down from the sky right then and there, clawing and biting at you. As it flumps to the ground. Looks like a 19 hits. So does a 20.
Ooh.
Oof.
Looks like 16 damage between them. Lisseri.
Alicia gave another anguished scream of pain as she got her, as she got mauled.
Suck it up, you've had worse.
Yeah, Lisseri has very little pity for this elf. He's going to Toll of the Dead the hippogriff.
Every time! Alicia screams.
It saves. Alright, and then I'm gonna do this since Lisseri cannot abide by the wailing of elves. And I'm gonna use a level 2 spell slot and cast.
Healing word, alright.
You're alright, now quit your whining.
You cast it as a second level spell?
Yep.
Okay.
He tells her that she's fine and that she needs to quit whining because, like, it's grating.
Alright, Gavinia will look left at the hippogriff and look right at Snowflake and look left.
You skipped my turn.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Take it now.
I shoot it with a short bow.
All right.
I kill it.
You do. You save Gavinia having to look at it. She'll nod over to the competent miniature, run over, and scoop Snowflake. Considering how badly a hippogriff messed up Alicia, it's kind of amazing how unhurt Gavinia looks. It might seem appropriate to. Snowflake is, of course, struggling as Gavinia is making no effort to hold the sheep comfortably or anything like that.
Alicia crawls out from under the hippogriff that just got an arrow to the face, and the clawing and the biting left her in a suggestive state of a peril.
All right.
Every time.
Olive hops down to examine the wounds and see how Alicia is doing.
she used a second wind.
Yes.
Sari's gonna walk over to Gavinia with a wand in hand and be like, "I can heal you."
He licked that wand,
Oh, I did no such thing.
I don't care where he's put it if it's going to heal me. Just
You see,
no,
why can't you all
I
be a
don't
little
care
more
about
like that?
no, you have not seen where he put that thing.
Listen, it's no different than where I'm not even gonna say it. Well, I'm gonna use another charge.
You know you're supposed to be adding things to this, right?
How much am I supposed to be adding
Your stat?
for the wand?
Yes.
Then she healed a lot, and I just wasted 3 charges.
All right.
And each time he heals, he's gonna be like, "See, why can't you guys be more like this?
Can you
It
use one of those
heals,
shots
so
on
who
me?
cares where it's been?"
And you overcharge her with positive energy, and she explodes.
And Snowflake with her, and we fail the quest.
No.
Well, you're unlikely to overheal her to death, even by the rules of game that has that.
Yes.
But she is grateful and asks if she could travel back with you to town.
Alicia
Of course.
takes a moment
We have to.
clean herself in the water and then extract like a claw tube of the hippogriff and pockets it. She's practically half naked now, but that's okay.
Gavinia will pull open their beaks, grasp their tongues, and yank them out, and say, "These are good eating. We should roast them up tonight. I'll make a fine feast to celebrate our victory and Snowflake's imminent demise."
The Sari laments
Yeah.
the fact that this Gavinia individual is probably only going to live another 60 years in a good day.
With her tendency to rush into danger, you would be surprised if it was that long.
Yes.
Yes, he's going to give us 20.
Barbarian is not an old person's job. And if you do encounter an old barbarian, you should be very, very afraid of them.
Yes, and you should absolutely take them to all of the pubs in Angmar. But, yeah. You guys make it back to Hickory Ford with just one more encounter that we'd rolled would come up along the way. Just
I'm getting guidance,
supplies
Alicia.
first. She already rolled.
Yes.
Your guidance cannot save her. All right. The tongues are actually somewhat delicious if you can get over the fact that you're eating something between a bird's tongue and a horse's tongue.
Olive has no problem
slices
trying unusual foods. And since she's was raised in human culture, she might not even, around this area, I think, she might not even consider it unusual.
Well, the Sari eats toxic things a lot, so he's perfectly fine with this.
Mm-hmm. All right. Traveling the next day, it seems as though flowers are blooming all around you. Gavinia picks a bunch of them and takes a big bite, chewing on them. She'll nod approvingly. "It's horse parsley," she'll say. "You should pick some. Mix it in with our food tonight." This is strictly optional at this point because you're arriving at Hickory Ford, but if you'd had any exhaustion, you use here to get rid of.
Hmm. All right.
Okay.
So we arrive at
are,
Hickory Ford.
and we are coming up on 10:30, which I know very short session because we started an hour late.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that this is when people normally had to leave. I'm comfortable to go on from here, but
Let's
I
go on
wanted
from
to
here a little
check.
bit more.
No, I'm gonna have to say that we need to wrap up at the normal time. I have something I have to do in the morning yet. So I need to go and sleep for a few hours and then do that thing in the morning.
Right. Hopefully
okay.
next week, Anya will be able to get straight here after work, and we'll be able to play for more than an hour. But
Can we,
I'm glad that we got back to Hickory 4.
Yes,
Let's figure out the XP for today before we go too much farther, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Won't object to XP.
All right. I'm gonna try to, fix my character because I've played this area super inconsistently for three whole like the last 3 sessions.
First of all, you get 150 experience each for defeating the hippogriffs.
Mm-hmm.
And
So we
I
should be to level
suppose I
32.
should give you another 100 each for defeating the goblins.
With more berries and bribing them.
And someone probably got killed for it.
I mean, on the one hand, you didn't really save much money as opposed to just paying the toll, which I wouldn't have given you XP for, but you did take a risk to do it. And so I think that's worth the XP.
Plus,
So,
when they found out he took Barbarians instead of gold, he probably got killed. We basically got the kill for him.
he's certainly in trouble, but
Well, I mean, that's only if whoever's his superior knows how many people went down the road. You think goblins have a functional bureaucracy? You think he's having to take print up receipts for every
What
every
if he's under a
every-
hobgoblin? They're pretty organized.
Hmm.
you know very little about the Goblin King so far.
All that we know is that House Rain defied the Goblin King, and no, there's no more House Rain.
But in any event, that looks like 250. When the lambing is concluded and you have a child's innocence, you'll get some quest XP for having located one of the things that you need to fix the tower. Thank you all for playing. I'm sorry it was such a short session. And hopefully we'll have better luck soon. I think I will still shoot for next week because I still feel like we're very much behind. But after that, we'll probably go back to our alternating week schedule.
That sounds good to me.
All right. We should be at
I'm good with that.
1232 for experience.
Yes.
All right. I
Do we have
will.
what?
Your experience total should be 1232.
Okay.
And I'm going to change my spells between now and then because I'm probably going to prepare different ones. Because, yeah, I have that stupid
Hey,
prepare thing.
I did not use my action search at all. I can have Dragon Dogma that
Yeah, you have an action surge. That's pretty great.
Yeah. I was going to tell you to use the action surge against the bear, but then you killed it without needing it.
Yeah.
You certainly output a lot of damage.
I like playing as Alicia.
Yeah,
She's
a brute
such a
rogue
class
fighter, a charismatic brute rogue fighter that goes completely dex and uses Psychic Blade Bard is just bullshit. They output too much damage consistently.
Alicia is not very charismatic.
No, she's not.
Fighters are really good, especially at low levels. I mean, she's only doing 2 more damage per hit on average than she would have been without the brute class. And that is a big buff, but it's the same as, a raging barbarian might get.
And she gets it all the time.
But not the other advantages of rage. The primary advantage, taking half damage.
She should take a level in barbarian just to get rage.
I don't think it would suit her very much. I do agree. It's a very strong class fighter now, but I think that's a good thing. I think it's time for fighter to have a moment in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when it was still Unearthed Arcana, and it was just brute fighters were really, really like people were like, no, we're not going to use those. I'm like, but fighters, that's too good. And I'm like, but wizards.
Well, it's still in Unearthed Arcana. That's where I got it from. But I don't think it's actually the best fighter subclass. I think it's the simplest. But I think that Battlemaster provides a lot of things that can do a lot of good. Like keeping in mind that over the course of a fight, she's going to maybe get an extra, 10 damage, say, off of her D4s. Maybe we'll call it a longish fight and say that she'll do 20 extra damage off of that.
Meanwhile, the Battlemaster fighters tripped that guy, made that guy drop his weapon, frightened that guy.
The Battlemaster fighter, if he's doing, say, 10 damage on average a hit, if he uses his powers to hit twice when he would have missed, before we even include tripping someone or dealing extra damage with them, then he's made up that damage difference. And the ability to give yourself those extra d6s to hit, I think, pans out if you use them effectively. But I do think Brute is nice because it's low skill. You don't have to make good use of consumables to make it happen. But anyway, I will get you to stop the recording. Thanks everyone again for watching, and hopefully we'll have a longer session for you next time.
Yep. Thank you for listening.
Yep. Thank you for running.